Welcome to the Christian Dad Podcast, your place for encouragement and practical tips on how to be a great dad. My name is James Pelicane, and I have a tremendous passion for seeing you win as a dad. Been married for 23 years, have 3 wonderful children, and I just want to pass on some of the things that I've learned to help you as a dad win. Please join us for today's content. I'm sure you'll get something out of it. Well, today I want to go over something that I'm pretty passionate about, and that's core values and mission statements. There are 2 focusing adages that I love. Vision drives decision, and when your values are clear, your decisions are easy. My first point is that your mission statement and your core values should be so simple, you should be able to say them at gunpoint. An elementary student should be able to say them easily. It should not be complex. Number 2 is don't just read your values, have your values read you. I had a professor one time, Dr. Holman, God rest his soul, and he used to say, I don't read the Bible reads me. And in a very similar sense, you need to have your core values define you. And then in terms of what your core values are, I love Lou Holtz's book, Wins, Losses, and Lessons. This is a phenomenal read. I listened to the book with my kids when they were in elementary school. Seriously, it's just a fun book at lessons and losing and life. And we did a road trip and my kids were enamored by it. We've listened to the book a few times. It's just one of those, you can't go wrong with it. You can't go wrong with Lou Holtz. You really can't. And there are 3 things that he talks about what people want to know. Number 1, are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? And do you care about me? Your core values should answer these 3 questions. Let me give you a few examples. I worked for a wonderful, wonderful company called the Buffini & Company, and their core values, well, not at the time I got there. I started working there in 1999. And to be honest with you, I'm not throwing Brian under the bus. There were some hard times there. There were some really hard times. I remember one time I wanted them to fire me, and I actually said to my boss, I said, maybe you should fire me. And he literally responded to me, that would be the nice thing to do. Anyway, I saw this company transform itself by having a mission statement and core values. Their mission statement was impacting and improving people's lives, and their core values were excellence is our minimum standard, practice what we preach, and servant leadership. Notice how each one of those 3 items address what Lou Holtz talks about. Are you good at what you do? Excellence is our minimum standard. Can I trust you? Practice what we preach. Do you care about me? Servant leadership. I literally saw the CEO of this company totally transform it. I had a front row seat. I believe it was over 20 years ago. So I think we met either monthly or every other week. We had like an all hands on meeting, and we would read our core values and our mission statements like a bunch of Catholics, like we were doing the Nicene Creed. And I literally saw the company transform itself. But like, no, we're not going to do that because this is not excellent. So we can't do that right now. Or that's not servant leadership. Or when someone got sick, it defined who they were. It was very beautiful to watch. Another example, one is my own corporation, Region Properties of San Diego. I'm a licensed agent and a licensed broker. I have 3 core values. For me, it's joyful service, others, and exceptional competence. The J is the joyful, O is the others, and exceptional competence. The joyful service answers, do you care about me? The others is, can I trust you? And the exceptional competence is, are you good at what you do? And for me, these 3 items are incredibly focusing. I ask myself these questions every single day, every day. It happens very frequently where I'm always asking myself, what would I do if this were my sale? What would I do if this were my purchase? What would I do if this were a property I would be managing? If it were my own? And sometimes I get myself into trouble because people don't want to hear it. I'm serious. Like, for example, I'm going to list someone's house and they have, all these political signs in the front yard. Well, if it were my house, I would take the political signs down. That's what I would do, because my mission statement is helping people acquire wealth through real estate. And you just need to put your politics on the back burner for a minute. I don't mean to be insulting in that sense, but I just think we have a higher purpose here, and that's to sell the house and not offend anybody. That's my goal. And sometimes I'll go through the house and I'll tell them to remove different things that are inappropriate, pictures of their families, just distracting things. And again, I'm just continually asking that filtering question: what would I do if this were my house? If this were my sale? The other day I had this experience with a client. I told them very clearly, you need to have this, the sewer line inspected. And he's like, nah, I don't think that's necessary. It was necessary. It actually broke the deal. It was $15,000. But anyway, it was very necessary. I had another deal where I asked myself this question: what would I do if this were my house and the house had a roofer on the top of it? And I thought, if this were my house, I would want to go and meet the roofer. Now, I know the roofer. I've been working with the roofer for 15 years. But I really wanted just to be there, and I just wanted to see his photos in real time on his phone. I don't go on the roofs, but I just wanted to, get a feel for it. Sometimes the report is too sterile, and sometimes they get too busy to give me the time of day that I really want. And again, this filtering question. And then, of course, that joyful service. If a client wants to see a house again and again and again, it's a big deal. I mean, I don't have to do what I do. I get to do it. This is not a burden. It's really a joy for me to serve them. So my point is that buying a house is a big deal. It's a big, big, big deal. And to serve my clients joyfully is awesome. It really is awesome. And what for me is so beautiful is I get these Zillow reviews. And as I read the Zillow reviews, many times it's my core values coming through. It's the joyful service. It's the, he looked after my property like it was one of his own. That's the others, yes. And then the exceptional competence. I'm always looking for opportunities to grow. I am. I sign up for coaching that costs me a fortune. I go to trainings. I go to lawyer sessions. I'm always listening I'm part of a negotiation class that's been going on for almost 3 years now, that meets now on a monthly basis. I actually facilitate that. I'm always looking to learn and grow. The last thing, and this is what I wanted to get to you guys with, is the home. In our home, we have 3 core values. For us, it's ROBS. I like mnemonic devices. The right, others, and best. Again, the going back to Lou Holtz's thing. The right is, can I trust you? The care is others, putting others ahead of yourself. And the best is the competence. Are you good at what you do? For us, it's been this continual process of celebrating the kids' victories and correcting them when necessary by using this standard. Let me give you a few for instances. I'll give you a fun one first, and then I'll share with you some things that are just mid-course corrections. I remember one time my daughter did the most wonderful thing. We were all waiting for chocolate chip cookies at Costco, and there was a mad, all these people were around just wanting to pounce on the server. This is pre-COVID. And the cookies came out, and my daughter was probably in 4th grade at the time. And there were 2 cookies left in that tray, and she picked up the whole tray. Keep in mind, there are other people that are there. And she takes one step over and gives the cookie to a handicapped person. It's just beautiful to me. And then she takes the last cookie for herself. It's so beautiful to me. And when that was all over, I said, sweetheart, what did you do there? What did you do? Why am I so proud of you? I said, because you're living our core values. We call them the rules at the time. You're doing the rules. I said, what rule did you follow? Well, I do what was right. Yes, you did what was right. What else? Well, I did unto others. Yes, you did. And then we added another one with the ROBS, that is smile. It's the S. So, and she smiled. So, and then I would reward her for that. I'll say, I'm going to take you out for ice cream, because you just did our core values. That was beautiful. And other times, there'll be points of clarification where, just ask the kids, you just took that AP exam. I know it was pretty rough. How'd you do? It was really rough, Dad. Okay. Did you do your best? Yeah, I did my best. Okay. That's all I can ask. That's all I want is you to do your best. I'm not going to be an ogre. I just want you to do your best. If you really did your best, that's all that's necessary. So now our kids got this ingrained in them ever since they've been like in elementary school, that we praise them and we criticized them or corrected them. That's better stated. We corrected them based upon this. Was it right? Did you do unto others? Did you do your best? And did you smile? I remember one time where we would talk about where the kids were rude to somebody. They didn't give them, they ignore them. And basically we said, okay, what did you do wrong there? What core value did you break? Well, initially they didn't get it. I didn't do what was right. Well, I guess so, but you didn't do it to others. And then we would explain that and unpack that for them. And again, if you don't have core values, go back to Lou Holtz. Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? And do you care about me? And see what fits for your family. Okay? I don't want to belabor this, but I just want to share with you a little bit about mission statements. Again, mission statements should be incredibly simple. An elementary school student should be able to say them. You should be able to say them at gunpoint. So for the one company that I worked for, it was to impact and improve people's lives. Really short, really simple, very focusing. For my corporation, it's helping people acquire wealth through real estate. For my home, it's to raise godly, fun adults. I want to raise fun adults. I want to raise kids. I don't want to raise kids. I want to raise adults that are my friends, to be honest with you. I do. So I'm asking this filtering question like all the time. I think I told you the story before about there was a big snowstorm and we're skiers, and some of my friends thought I was crazy because I was going to let my kids drive in the snow. Of course I want them to drive in the snow, right? I'm raising adults. What would I rather them to be? On a college break and they're going to head to the mountains with their buddy and they're not going to learn how to drive with a competent driver behind the wheel? Not behind the wheel, riding shotgun. So of course I want to be there for this experience. So I want to raise adults, and sometimes that's pushing the envelope. But again, that's not the point. The point is that when your values are clear, your decisions are very, very easy. That's the point. The vision drives decision. So again, I had 3 things that I wanted to share with you. Number 1, when it comes to core values and mission statements, you should be able to say them at gunpoint, and they should be very, very simple. So simple that an elementary school student should be able to say them. Number 2, don't just read your values. Your values should read you. They should redefine how you do business, and you should be asking these questions of yourself every single day. Honest to God. And the third thing is use Lou Holtz's standard of the 3 things that people want to know. Are you good at what you do? Can I trust you? And do you care about me?